So what I'm about to tell you is either going to make or break flight attendant training for you. Whether you are a flight attendant hopeful or you've received your training date, you need to listen up. So sit on down, buckle up, and let's get into it. What's up, you guys? It's your girl Fierceness, as always, bringing you the real deal flight attendant I wish they told me appeal. In today's video, I'm bringing you 2020 flight attendant training tips. You guys, I didn't expect to be sitting here doing this video, but this is almost like a part 3 because I've dropped other gems for you guys. So as the gems come to me, I'm gonna bring it to you guys and serve it to you in a way that I know you will get it. Let me start by saying, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button down there and be sure to turn on your notification bell so that when I do post a new video, you know, and you can come through, get the knowledge, share some love, share it with a friend, share it with your mama, daddy, grandma, whoever, just share it, okay? So you guys, a lot of flight attendant trainings are going on right now and my DMs are flooding. They're flooding in not the best way because people are freaking out, people are really surprised, people are feeling really insecure. So here I am bringing you the tea to make sure that you don't find yourself in a potential situation like the folks that have reached out to me, even though I've tried to troubleshoot with them and just, you know, trial and error, figure out what's going to be best for them. I'm just here to put your shoes on and lace them up so that when you do enter flight attendant training, it's not like, oh my gosh, I did not know this. So y'all, I got 4 gems I'm about to drop on you. And the first is attitudes, jealousy, sassiness, eye rolling, and negativity do not belong in flight attendant training. You know yourself. If people have told you, girl, you got an attitude problem. Homie, you always jealous. Yo, you're mad negative. You are so sassy. You need to stop rolling your eyes. They probably are right. Now, can you roll your eyes? Yes, but do you want to be doing that in flight attendant training? No. Long story short, you need to adjust that now. Don't bring it. Like, leave it. Leave it at your house, at wherever you're leaving from and you're going to training. Leave it there. Don't ever pick it back up. Because that sort of behavior, if a person feels offended by that behavior, they're going to report to you. And if they report you, it's only going to escalate and you might find yourself on the first flight home, not with your wings. It's because of your whole demeanor, behavior, all of that. So that doesn't belong in training. So leave it at home. Thank me later, start working on yourself, get it together, because that's not cool. The second thing that I want to talk about is reducing your expenses in advance. A lot of us like to live some really lavish lives, right? And when you become a flight attendant and you go to flight attendant training, you will quickly find yourself spending a lot of money if you're ordering out every single night. Start grocery shopping. And maybe you don't want to go to Whole Foods, but you want to go to something like Aldi. Because y'all, it does get really, really expensive. I've had people reach out to me already saying they're spending a ton of money on food. You need to go to like a cheap grocery store in your area on your day off. Get your food, make your food. I don't care if you're making sandwiches. I don't care if you got cups of noodles. You gotta hustle. You gotta hustle till you make it. Don't spend a ton of money. You gotta get yourself programmed to stop spending so much money. Like, you could either be bad and bougie or you could be fine and frugal. And I'm fine and frugal all day. I love to look nice, but it's always on a budget. Unless it's skincare, right? Because you have to drop money on skincare. That's neither here nor there. I mean, I've been trying these new Korean skincare products and like I'm obsessing over them. So I'll share that with you guys later. But anyway, the third thing is that you need to implement a routine that may consist of prayer. It may consist of meditation. It may consist of yoga. Whatever you need to do, exercise, you have to balance, right? So you gotta look at it like this. Training is gonna be stressful as is, right? You gotta take care of your mental. You have to take care of your physical. And then you have to take care of what you're putting in your body, meaning your foods. You have to balance. If you don't, you will be so stressed out and drained in training itself that you might not make it towards the end goal, and the end goal is to get your wings. So create a routine, implement that now, because you gotta have some faith. I'm telling you, y'all, people have been reaching out to me and they are breaking down. Like, it's real. And you know why they're breaking down? Because it brings me to number 4. We talked a little bit about this before, but let's talk about bases and how you might not get the base that you want. I had 5 people reach out to me today alone from one particular airline telling me that their base selections were due by a certain time. They did not know what to choose, and the base that they thought was going to be open, which is always open with that particular airline, is not open. So trial and error, you got to figure out what works for you. I have a list here because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. So the first thing that I want you to remember is that whatever base you choose is temporary. Hopefully the company that you'll be working for will allow you to transfer. So that's maybe a question that you want to ask. If you don't get your base selection, say, when is the soonest I can transfer? And again, even in the transfer process, you might not get your base selection right away, but you will eventually get it. I remember my classmates were freaking out about not being able to get into LA, and they got into LA within like 6 months. So that's just a thought. Number 2, choose the base that makes the most sense. So one person who reached out to me today, they're actually training with the airline that I work for. And they were like, well, should I choose New York or should I choose Boston? And I told them straight up, it's not about boosting my seniority, because at the end of the day, my seniority gets boosted overall system-wide whenever new flight attendants come in. Where I am in the base is good as well. So it's not about me. But if you guys hear a little click clack, my little doggy is walking around, so cute. But you know, it's about choosing what makes the most sense. So if you're going to be a commuter, then you might want to look and see how many flights are going to go back and forth between where your home is and where your base is. If there's not a lot of options, like this particular person, there's a flight every hour going to where they live. So it was easy, you know what I mean? But you want to choose what makes the most sense. You got to do your research. Like, I'm only one resource. Hop out there, get on that airline website and see how many flights frequent back and forth before you go and make a decision. So you want to choose what's the best. So the other thing to think about is, and this is what she and I were talking about, she is able to park her car at her home base. Even when I say base, I literally mean the state that she lives in. We have a base there. She can park her car there, hop on a flight, and fly into, say, New York, which is her job. That means that at least when she gets back, Angel, I'm doing a video, mommy. The doggy is like about to play with her toys, you guys, so sorry. She can easily park her car in a safe, free place, fly to work, fly back whenever she has her time off. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the different types of flight attendants. So the first type of flight attendant is a flight attendant who lives where they're based. Whether they live in an apartment, a crash pad, with a friend on their couch, or some unique situation with the sugar daddy, whatever it is. I mean, there's all types of flight attendants out here. But that's one option. So even if you get a base and you're like, you know what, I don't want to commute, you can totally get a crash pad. There's tons of people who graduate, they get an apartment together, whatever. But if you don't want the commitment, then you totally have the option to not do that. The second type of flight attendant is the lounger. This is the flight attendant who flies in, does not have a hotel, doesn't have a crash pad, no apartment, nothing. They sleep in the lounge. They wait around in the lounge, they wait around in the airports until it's time for them to sign in. When they're done with their trip, they go back to the lounge, because some people back their trips up. And some people are like, yo, I'm not spending money on a crash pad, on an apartment, nothing. I need all my coins. And they sleep in the lounge. They use the airport showers. Hey, different strokes for different folks. It's not for me, but that doesn't mean it's not for you or the next person. And I'm not here to judge. Listen, my channel is like Planet Fitness, baby. This is the judgment-free zone. The third type of flight attendant tends to be a senior flight attendant, or a flight attendant who is new, but really knows how to work the system and get the trips that they want. This flight attendant only flies commutable trips. They fly up on the day of, and then when they get back, they hop on a flight. So this is a commuter who has no crash pad, doesn't sleep in the lounge, doesn't get a hotel, no sugar daddy, no couch, no apartment, no crash pad, okay? Meaning, let's say the flight signs in, and it's fairly easy to do with international especially, or other 3-day trips that like sign in at night. And let's say you were based in New York City and you were flying from Detroit, then you would fly up and maybe get there like a couple of hours before. You don't want to cut it too close, but you got a couple of hours, just kind of wind down. Maybe you'll fly up in regular clothing. Then you'll take your time that you have left to go get ready, and then you sign in for your trip. And then when you get back, my flight is leaving at 3. You just got back at 1:30. You go hop on your flight. So I want you guys to know that even though you may not get the base of your choice, don't let that hinder you from the ultimate goal of earning your wings. No matter what, you can make it work, and it gets greater later. Now, let's also keep it super, super real. If you go to your orientation for whatever airline you're going to train with, and then you realize it's not for you, it's also nothing wrong with leaving. And listen, if you say, this is not for me, this is not what I thought it was going to be, I want to go home, do it. I'm not here to judge you. I want you to do whatever works best for your life. And I know that a lot of times when you're going through the flight attendant interview process, you're on a high because you just keep making it past all these rounds, and it's like, wow, this is exciting, where you don't really have a second to stop and breathe. There is nothing wrong with realizing this is not for you. At the end of the day, you have one life, unless you're a cat, okay? Unless you're a cat, maybe you got some other stuff going on, but I know for me, I have one life to live, and that's just it. And I gotta go right now because you know what? I need to paint my nails. I was gonna paint my nails before the video, but I didn't want to rush, and then I didn't want to like smudge them. So I need to go paint my nails. I need to get myself ready, okay, to fly tomorrow. In the meantime, in between time until you guys see me again, make sure you continue to stay beautiful, you guys. From the inside to the out, let your light shine. Let nothing or no one stop you from growing, glowing, and essentially doing what's best for you. Only you know what's best for you, and only you can make that happen. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.